Invention. This term clearly indicates the creation of that which has not been seen or done before. A simple Google search of the term, however, brings up three distinct yet confusing definitions. Perhaps looking at the synonyms for invention would help us better understand the meaning: creation, innovation, development, design, originality. Creation and innovation allow us to contemplate what this term has meant to society throughout history. Significant inventions have changed the manner in which we complete tasks. Simply by considering the Industrial Revolution, one can envision the significance of such inventions: the steam engine, the cotton gin, the spinning jenny. But what does the word invention mean when applied to writing? Perhaps the synonyms development, design, and originality will help us shed some light on this. Stephen Lynn delineates invention in composition in his text Rhetoric and Composition: An Introduction. Lynn identifies two schools of thought when it comes to invention. He states that it can be classical or romantic. Classical invention, as applied to composition, is using what you already know to design and develop your writing. The romantic application of invention indicates that you can simply sit down to write whatever you desire and hope that it is entirely original. Originality, however, is difficult to achieve, though it is naturally what we, as writers and teachers of the skill, are encouraged to pursue. But because so much of our writing is dependent on what we already know and have seen, originality can be compromised. Lynn states, "It is in fact impossible to be entirely original and be understood, as we all depend on the resources of language and culture that we inherit. And once invention is paired with the process of writing, some believe that plagiarism is inevitable." The process of writing must be considered when analyzing invention. To say that something requires a process detracts from the whole concept of what invention truly is. This is noted by Lynn in his outline of the shift in the paradigm that writing underwent in the late 1960s and 1970s. This transformation included a much more pragmatic focus on the overall process of writing and encouraged teachers to provide strategies to help students invent. These mandated strategies would appear to go against the entire premise of invention. However, by going back to the two schools of thought in the approach to writing, classical and romantic, we might be able to make the argument that the process of writing is not entirely inhibiting of invention. There are still writing activities that focus solely on creation and design. Lynn identifies the Freewrite as one such activity. By allowing students to write for a certain amount of time, but encouraging them to write whatever they can during that time, the freedom to invent is evident. When the teacher neither initiates nor evaluates the work, the pressure to follow the process is removed. Aristotle's approach was to view invention through the lens of each specific element of what Stephen Lynn calls the communication triangle. This triangle includes the audience as ethos, the emotions of the audience as pathos, and the evidence-based logic utilized by the speaker to appeal to the audience as logos, terms which we're all familiar with. Understanding the audience and their prior knowledge is essential to the invention and delivery of an argument. Janet Emig, a writer cited by Lynn as an additional source for understanding invention in writing, states that writing connects experience to make meaning. She calls it epigenetic, as everything that is available to a writer throughout their life helps them to frame and develop their writing. Thus, according to Emig, invention is inevitably a process. So, is there a perfect recipe for invention as it is applied to writing? Does it have to be either classical or romantic in its approach? Lynn states that we need both for the creation of successful arguments in writing. The process is important, but so is the discovery.